Ding, the Pokémon system is turned on. Please check the specific information yourself. When the protagonist possesses the ability to travel through the world of Pokémon, will they venture into the city, venture into the magical continent, or pursue the truth behind it? The book's fan group number is 249794847. Keywords of the novel. Urban Pokémon System without pop-ups. Download the complete TXT collection of Urban Pokémon System, and read the latest chapters of Urban Pokémon System. Chapter 1. Travel through Pokémon. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 1. Travel through Pokémon. PS. New book seeking care. Journey to the world. At this moment, Liu didn't know whether to be happy or sad. The world he had dreamed of many times was now revealed to him, waiting for him to conquer. However, thinking of their elderly parents and lovely younger sister at home, if they found out about their disappearance, they would definitely be heartbroken, and Liu's heart would be filled with endless pain and sadness. Hey! I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I hope you can live a safe life. Sister, you must take good care of your parents. A line of hot tears streaked across Liu's face and dripped onto the ground. At this moment, Liu could only comfort himself so much. A few minutes later, Liu finally calmed down before revealing a somewhat melancholic smile and saying to the beauty in front of him, "I'm sorry, I lost my composure." "It's okay, I've seen many trainers who are like this, getting excited and fainting from being able to claim pets for an adventure. You must be the same, right?" Miss Joey smiled slightly and comforted Liu very understanding. Yeah. I'm too excited." Liu was surprised to find someone with such weak resilience, but since there were steps, Liu went downhill. But then, an inexplicable memory suddenly appeared in Liu's mind. In this memory, Liu was an orphan whose parents had both died, and he relied on subsidies from the Alliance to make a living since childhood. And just yesterday, when Liu was finally able to claim the initial elf, he fainted due to being too excited. "Yes, that's right, that's it." Liu confirmed with a nod. I understand. By the way, how are you doing now? Today is the last day for new trainers to collect pets, and if you don't go, you'll have to wait for next year." Suddenly, it seemed like something was on her mind, and Miss Joey spoke with a kind reminder. "Nanny. Oh. I'm much better now, I'll be there soon. Thank you for your concern." Upon hearing this, Liu felt a bit confused at first. Obviously, he had not fully adapted to the world background here, but after a few seconds, Liu immediately realized. "Then rest a little longer, I'll prepare some simple recovery potions for you. After drinking them, you can leave." Seeing that Liu had nothing to do, Miss Joey leaned slightly and then said goodbye, as she still had a lot to do. "Well, thank you, go ahead and get busy." After seeing off Miss Joey, Liu lay in bed with a myriad of thoughts, thinking about everything on Earth and the past, unsure of how to face future life. But when Liu thought of the divine beasts in the Pokémon world with boundless magical abilities, a hint of joy finally flashed in his eyes. If I could get those divine beasts, even if it's help, wouldn't it be possible for me to go back? Yes, that's right, I will definitely succeed, and maybe the future will be very good. Thinking of those little elves with the ability to travel through time and space, Liu's eyes lit up, feeling as if there was still a chance to return to Earth. Although the chances were very slim, there was always hope. After drinking the potion sent by Miss Joey, Liu immediately felt full of energy. He changed into casual clothes and thanked Miss Joey, then turned around and left the pet hospital. Don't get it wrong, in fact, pet hospitals are not just for treating pets, they also provide various functions such as accommodation, food, medical care, and commerce. Perhaps due to the better environment in the Pokémon world, Liu took a deep breath of air and felt comfortable both physically and mentally, several times better than the pollution on Earth. It's understandable to be able to conceive such a magical product. Breathing in the fresh air full of spiritual energy, watching the pedestrians walking around with elves on the street, Li Yu sincerely sighed in his heart at the wonder of the magical world of Pokémon. At this moment, the streets were not very noisy, and Li Yu didn't know where to go. But then I remembered Miss Joey reminding me that today was the last day to collect the pet, and Li Yu suddenly had a goal. Since Li Yu has decided to make a name for himself in this wonderful world, he must give it his all. However, before this, Li Yu still needs to go to the library. After all, knowing oneself and the enemy is the key to winning 100 battles. Moreover, Li Yu cannot be certain whether this is exactly the same as his impression of the Pokémon world, and the library is the perfect place to learn about this world. After several inquiries, Li Yu finally arrived at the library. With the guidance of the beautiful staff, Li Yu found a book called The Development History of the Magical World and thanked the beautiful woman with satisfaction. Li Yu then carefully read it from the nearby seat. After some understanding, Li Yu found that this place was exactly the same as the Pokémon in his own impression. The familiar Pokémon was just missing the hero Xiaoji in the cartoon, but there was another Pokémon master with the same name. Thousands of years ago this world is known as the Magical Continent, where there is only a vast and unparalleled continent. However, even so, this only piece of land is several times larger than the Earth, let alone the even more boundless oceans. The land here is basically connected, with only some isolated islands on the sea being independent. As for whether there is still a continent in that endless sea, it is unknown because there was once a heavenly king driving his flying elves to explore the sea for nearly a week, but in the end, he had no choice but to return. Because in the sea, countless powerful elves have been nurtured for thousands of years, and their strength even surpasses that of divine beasts. However, it seems that because the elves of the magical continent advocate freedom and peace, there are hardly any magical treasures from the ocean that ravage the land. The entire continent is divided into the Kanto region, the city capital region, the Fanyuan region, and the New Austria region. Each region has 4 heavenly kings specially dispatched by the member families with members in the alliance, as well as a champion to safeguard peace and tranquility in the region. In the center of the mainland is the headquarters of the Elf Alliance. The City of Creation. The entire Elf Alliance is composed of 16 major families, including the Dragon Clan, the Superpower Clan, the Oki Clan, the Ghost Clan, and so on. However, these families mostly live in secret realms, and only their descendants will appear on the mainland for adventure training. And the reason why these families live in seclusion in the secret realm is first to prevent retaliation from the power of the Underworld King, and also because the secret realm is not easily accessible, so the secrets of each family are not easily exposed. In the alliance, there are a total of 20 members of parliament, including 16 members who have reached the championship level and are composed of outstanding members from various families, such as the champion of the Yulong clan, Longdu, and the champion of the Ghost clan, Yu. The other 4 legislators are talented individuals with special insights, but the specifics are unknown. After all, they possess special abilities and are easily hostile to evil forces, so their information is basically unknown. Of course, there are still some reclusive powerhouses who have not joined the alliance as members of parliament, but their influence is still something that the alliance cannot ignore. Once a crisis occurs on the mainland, these reclusive powerhouses will also emerge. In addition, there are other super families on the mainland, but they did not join the Creation Alliance due to various reasons. Moreover, because these families are extremely powerful, the alliance does not impose too much pressure on them. In addition, there are some magical places on the mainland, such as the ice-capped Snow Ridge, Pastoral Plain, Blazing Fire Domain, Poisonous Forest, Ancient Ruins, Thunder Canyon. These places not only have harsh environments, but are also said to have powerful elves living inside, so basically no one dares to enter them. However, there are always some people whose minds are blinded by interests, who recklessly invade them, hoping to subdue those powerful elves and exchange them for endless wealth. Even the endless sea that surrounds the entire continent, due to their mysterious legends and the concealment of many powerful elves, there are also many arrogant trainers who rush into these mysterious places, but the results disappear without a trace. Of course, wherever there is light, there will be darkness. For some reason, an evil force suddenly emerged on the continent 3,000 years ago, claiming to be the Underworld King. They have been against the Alliance for thousands of years, endangering the safety of the entire continent. But the Alliance could only get tired of dealing with it, unable to find the headquarters of the Underworld, let alone destroy them. Therefore, the Alliance of Genesis and the Underworld's forces have been fighting against each other for thousands of years without any results. Leaving aside these distant things, Liu also learned that young people here will receive a Pokémon when they reach the age of 18, and then embark on adventures and travels around, just like Xiaoji in the anime who aspires to become a Pokémon master. Don't think that being 18 is very old. In a world that can give birth to creatures like Pokémon, ordinary people have a lifespan of 150 years, while those experts can even live for over 1,000 years. Here, you can also choose other professions, which have no fixed requirements, but the people here are basically motivated and demand themselves with the goal of becoming champions. Therefore, Pokémon trainers are the most common but also the most difficult profession to advance in mainland China, and it is basically difficult to progress once you reach the elite trainers. By the way, the level of trainers here is 10 levels and 1 level, divided into ordinary trainers, intermediate trainers, advanced trainers, elite trainers, mentor trainers, Taoist trainers, heavenly king trainers, champion trainers, leader trainers, and legendary mythological trainers that do not exist. This level of assessment requires you to go to the trainer union for a level assessment. After passing the assessment, your personal information will be changed to the corresponding level. If your level is high enough, the Alliance will also provide various welfare benefits, and the benefits you receive will vary depending on your level. If your level reaches the level of the leader, it can be said that you can walk horizontally across the entire continent. It is unknown whether there are mythological trainers on this continent, as the most powerful among the entire Elf Alliance is the champion trainer. It is said that there is a super powerhouse who cannot escape on the Creation Mountain in the City of Creation. The Elf Leader. But how many secret powerhouses there are is not something that Liu can know. After all, these important secrets are not directly written in books. In addition to these, Liu also obtained a lot of useful information, such as knowing that he had traveled to the edge of the Endless Sea in the Kanto region, Qingmu Town in Lanling City. But Liu still didn't know why, and there was more information in his mind that didn't belong to him. In his memory, he said he was an orphan in Qingmu Town, Lanling City, and he had been able to survive through the care of the Alliance since childhood. Although this memory is inexplicable, it is very important to Liu. Because he came through time travel after all, without any identity background, it would pose a threat to his future life, even his life. After all, the Alliance will not allow a non-existent person to suddenly appear on the continent. These basic information, although not very helpful to him, have given him a better understanding of the world and have greatly helped him in his life in this world. After leaving the library, Liu went to the Research Institute in Qingmu Town to collect the initial sprite after some questioning. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Pokémon System, Part 1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2 Pokémon System, Part 1, PS. New book seeking care. Journey to the world. Entering the Research Institute, Liu saw that there were only a dozen or so researchers with the words, Researcher XX, on their heads in the room, busy around several strange machines. After seeing someone come in, a beautiful service staff member immediately walked over to Liu with a smile and said, "Hello, I'm Huizi from Aoki Research Institute. You should be here to collect the new elf, right?" Because it was the day of distributing elves recently, Researcher Huizi asked this question, which happened to be convenient for Liu. Therefore, Liu took the conversation and said, "Hello, Miss Huizi, I am Liu, the new trainer for this time. I don't know what I should do. After all, reality is reality and cannot be as casual as in games." Although Liu inexplicably added a memory, it is still necessary to act with caution. "Don't worry, it's very simple. Here, all you need to do is follow the prompts and fill in your information. As Huizi spoke, she led Liu towards the machine experimental platform set up around her. At this moment, there were many young people who were about the same age as Liu excitedly filling out information, with happy smiles on their faces and fantasizing about the appearance of their first elf in their hearts. Liu responded and walked up to carefully look at the screen. However, upon seeing the prompts on the screen, Liu realized that the so-called information filling process was not complicated. Firstly, he scanned his face to recognize your personal information. Due to Liu's sudden increase in memory, he was not very worried about these things. Then you just need to fill in your name, age, and so on, just like applying for an ID card, as well as fingerprint verification and so on. After filling in the information, Liu saw a machine similar to a mobile phone coming out of a slot similar to an ATM in the middle of the machine. At first glance, he recognized that it was exactly the same as the spirit machine in the animation. Liu guessed that its function should be similar to that in the animation. Seeing that the information was successfully filled out, Liu breathed a sigh of relief. Liu picked up the machine and walked to Huizi. At this moment, Huizi was serving a girl with long and flowing hair. When she saw Liu walking over, she nodded at him. Huizi pressed a button directly on the machine table, and then Liu saw 3 Pokémon balls being teleported over. Yes, it's just an instant teleportation, but that's understandable. After all, so many Pokémon balls cannot be kept in the research institute all the time. They must have been teleported from the League headquarters. Moreover, along the way, Liu also witnessed the technology of this world, and even a small town is so developed, demonstrating its technological strength. Well, Liu, there happen to be 3 pets here, namely the fire-type little fire dragon, the grass-type Bulbasaur seed, and the water-type Johnny Turtle. It's perfect for you to choose together. Just as Liu was marveling at the magic of technology, Huizi first released 3 pets and then suddenly spoke to Liu. Upon hearing Huizi's words, the girl also looked at Liu curiously, but did not show any expression. Then she turned her head and picked up one of the water-blue Pokémon balls, thanking Huizi and leaving directly. Liu was completely bewildered throughout the journey, feeling a bit awkward due to the girl's aloofness. He even smiled at her, but received no response, as if he hadn't seen her. I choose little fire dragon. With an awkward smile, Liu walked forward and directly chose the little fire dragon, because the fire-type little fire dragon has always been Liu's favorite initial elf, especially the final form of the Spitfire dragon, which has a handsome appearance and strong strength. Sure, this is little fire dragon's Pokémon ball. Starting today, you will officially become a part of the Alliance, so let's work together for the future of the Alliance. As if not seeing Liu's awkwardness, Huizi earnestly encouraged him. Thank you, Miss Huizi. I'll leave first, Liu said as he prepared to leave. Wait, there's also this one. As she spoke, Huizi pressed another button and suddenly a white backpack was teleported over. This is a space backpack, which contains various props you need for travel. Things like Pokémon balls, some potions, etc. are all essential items in the wilderness, but only a few. When you use them, you need to purchase them yourself, and there is also an Alliance-sponsored 10,000 yuan. After handing over the backpack, Huizi patiently explained, after all, these things need to be explained clearly. Otherwise, if the trainer fails to understand the specific operation of the props, it will be a major mistake of the Alliance. Well, thank you, Miss Huizi. Then I'll say goodbye. After achieving his goal, Liu no longer stayed. After bidding farewell to Huizi, he casually strolled around the town, enjoying the scenery of a different world. Everyone was curious about a completely different world. After strolling for a while, Liu bought some food and tools that he might need on the way. Anyway, he has space to carry a backpack and doesn't worry about carrying it. As for the money, the so-called new employee's capital of 10,000 yuan is actually to send Liu away. Who makes him an orphan. As for what Li Yu should do in the future, that is not what the Alliance needs to worry about. However, it's not impossible to make money. You can also take risks while working to earn money, or engage in gambling, battles, competitions, and other activities to earn money. But what troubled Li Yu was that although it was like a game world, everyone had their own names on their heads. But for some reason, Li Yu doesn't have any abilities in the game, such as backpacks or personal information panels, and he can't even take on tasks. This blinded Li Yu. Without the system panel, he couldn't see the detailed information of the Pokémon. Fortunately, there was a Pokémon machine, and he could barely see some information. But I can't take on the task. What kind of trouble is this? Unable to take on tasks means that Li Yu cannot obtain various props and cannot quickly upgrade. Hey! Maybe it was an accident. You can't give up easily. According to the plot system in novels, it usually needs to be activated. That's it, but how do you activate that stomping on a horse? Li Yu, who was completely helpless with the system, could only shed tears and gazed at the sky in silence. Qingmu town is not very big or small. After buying some necessities, Li Yu walked for over an hour before leaving the town. As for the destination, Li Yu plans to go to the nearest big city to see what he can gain. To the west of Qingmu town is Qingmu Forest, and on the other side of the forest is a city called Lanling City. However, Qingmu Forest has a huge area, and if there are no elves to ride in a day, you will definitely not be able to reach it. However, there are also many small towns scattered around this forest, and Li Yu is not worried about wandering into the wilderness without a place to stay. In the forest, there are mostly small elves with insect, grass, and a few poison types living. As for other attributes, although they also exist, they are not common. With the little dragon closely following him, Li Yu was extremely excited in his heart. This was his first elf. Walking in the quiet forest, Li Yu had been thinking about how to activate the system, but after thinking for a while, he had no idea. Feeling depressed, Li Yu had no choice but to move his mind and take out the elf machine. Looking at the various black technology-like abilities on the elf machine, Li Yu felt that the technology of the earth was too low. Level. If he could bring the technology of this magical continent to earth, conquering the earth would not be a dream. After for a while, Li Yu finally sighed and thought, oh, unfortunately, I don't know if I can return to earth again. Mom and Dad, little sister, I just hope you can be okay and wait for me to have the opportunity to go back. Just as Li Yu's sigh had fallen, an ethereal voice suddenly reached his mind, causing his whole body to shake, and he immediately became excited. Ding, the energy absorption is complete, and the Pokémon system is officially activated. Please check it yourself. What? Surprisingly, there really is a system, and it has been activated. Haha. Looking forward to the moon, hoping for the stars, finally waiting for the system to activate, Li Yu immediately became passionate and had more expectations for the future. Ding. System activation, formal fusion. Fusion in progress. Ding, scan and discover elf information, synchronization in progress. Ding, discover map, synchronization in progress. Ding, discover auxiliary information, synchronization in progress. Ding, successful fusion, Pokémon system officially starts. Host. Li Yu permission. Level 0, upgrade condition. Own 10 sprites. Current 1/10, strength. Normal, low. Level, points. 0 shared talent. None system functions. Shuttle space. You can travel back and forth between Earth and the magical world through the door of space. Cooling time of 24 hours per use. Current 4/24, auxiliary functions. Elf system. Can recognize various information of elves. Network system. Unlimited communication, unrestricted by location, unlimited networking, with super strong control over the network. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Pokémon System, Part 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Pokémon System, Part 2. Just like the system panel in the game world appearing in front of Liu carefully looked at it and immediately became ecstatic. For nothing else, that shuttle ability was what Liu longed for the most, because it meant he could shuttle between the Earth and the magical world at any time. Although there is a 24-hour cooling time after each use, it is negligible compared to the good news of being able to return to Earth. In addition, Liu's current permissions are only at level 0, and the upgrade conditions are not simple. However, Liu believes that since there is hope, as long as he works hard, there will eventually be an upgrade. As the system absorbed and digested the information input to Liu also gained more understanding of the system. Firstly, there is a permission issue. As long as Liu meets the restriction conditions and completes the permission upgrade task, his permission level can be increased. Moreover, with each permission level increase, Liu can have a chance to share the abilities of the sprites he possesses. As for strength, it is an evaluation of Liu's level of strength, and shared ability refers to the ability that Liu shares each time, whether high or low, strong or weak, all based on Liu's own efforts and choices. Of course, it does not mean that Liu can use it perfectly after sharing. It is determined by Liu's permissions. For example, Liu coincidentally obtained an advanced pet, which can also share abilities, but if the permissions are not enough, the strength of the shared abilities will also be suppressed. What other auxiliary functions are there? The elf system is the ability to see elf information in anime, but through system fusion and enhancement, the information seen is more comprehensive and detailed, and even the information of various props can be seen. However, some regretfully cannot be used on Earth. It is said that the data is missing, and it is unclear what is going on. Hey, if we could identify the creatures on Earth even after returning to reality, which one wouldn't be awesome, like the divine dragon, phoenix, white tiger, or Xuanwu? If we get one, I'll be awesome. But what the hell is it if we don't have enough information? Thinking of the super divine beasts in Earth mythology and legends, and then thinking of the system, Liu felt helpless and could only sigh to himself. And the final network communication system was even more satisfying to Liu, with capabilities comparable to those described in future novels as super optical brains. With it, Liu can be said to do whatever he wants in the online world of the Earth. Hacker influencers can never find any trace left by Liu. Even in the magical continent, they are rampant. At present, everything is developing towards Liu's satisfaction. However, before that, Liu still has one most important thing to do: appraisal. After speaking, the little fire dragon information panel appeared in front of Liu. Name: Little Fire Dragon Attribute. Fire, Hidden Attribute. Dragon, Not Triggered, Qualification. Epic Level. Normal Level 8, 36%. Ability. Talent Skills. Dragon Dance. Dance a mysterious dance that is not passed down by the Dragon Clan, enhancing your attack and speed. Level 10 Activation, Explosive Flame Flash. Wrap the flame all over your body to attack the opponent, and you will also suffer considerable damage. There is a chance of causing burns to the other party. Level 25 Activation, Yanlong Rampage. Gather all your strength and continuously attack the opponent fiercely. Level 40 Activation, Dragon Divine Dive. Release terrifying killing energy while colliding with the opponent, sometimes making them timid. Level 60 Activation, Learning Skills. Claw. Use hard claws to attack the opponent. Howl. Lowers the opponent's attack level. Spark. Attacking the opponent with flames has a chance to burn them. According to the system information, Liu knows that each elf has a qualification limit, which represents the highest level they can reach. The grading of elf qualifications in the system is: Ordinary Pet, Black Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Diamond, Epic, Legend, Sub-God, divine beast, and the strongest super divine beast. In addition, the strength of elves is also divided according to this standard. Every time the elf reaches a higher level, there will be a leap in strength growth. And each time you break through a level, you need more experience accumulation. As for how much experience is needed, it still depends on whether the elves can understand the power of advancement. If the speed of comprehension is relatively fast, then it only takes a few days to find the feeling of advancement, directly advancing, and soaring strength. Conversely, it is possible that one may not be able to further advance for a lifetime. According to the system regulations, each elf of Liu can only have 10 skills, 5 innate skills, and 5 learning skills, with only a few but not many. Talent skills are innate skills of elves, hidden within their bloodline. Regardless of their aptitude, as long as they reach a certain level, they can be learned directly. Learning skills is achieved through one's own practice, exploration, and creation of skills, or by imitating the skills of other elves and inventing skills that suit oneself. Therefore, this learning technique relies entirely on the elf's own comprehension ability. If the elf has high comprehension, even at low levels, it is possible to learn those powerful skills. Well, I'm very satisfied with the system. After all, it can't be changed. The main thing is that the little fire dragon is really amazing. Liu is still very satisfied with little fire dragon's qualifications. His epic level is not low, and he can also learn high-level skills in advance, which shows his high innate intelligence. If you want to upgrade the elves, you can do tasks, fight against others, or accumulate experience bit by bit through regular exercise. According to the system settings, the level difference between the two sides in the battle cannot exceed 10 levels. Of course, except for low-level challenges and high-level ones, if Liu uses high-level elves to fight against the opponent's low-level elves, he will not have experience. Then there is the issue of upgrading experience. The experience required for elves to upgrade in different levels is different, and the higher the level, the more experience is required. The specific amount needed is determined by various factors, such as the attributes, types, talents, qualifications, understanding, and so on of elves. However, this does not mean that Liu can use low-level elves to challenge high-level elves, and then directly lose to quickly gain experience, because the system will automatically detect whether Liu has cheating behavior. Once discovered, his level will be immediately reduced by 10 levels. In addition, there are shortcuts for elves to quickly break through levels. In addition to gaining power through comprehension, they can also force themselves to break through levels through external pressure. Another way is to devour some heavenly and earthly treasures, such as flame stone, cold ice stone, spirit of plants, shadow stone, etc. Once successfully refined, the level can soar directly, and it is also possible to break through the level. However, these heavenly and earthly treasures exist like rare creatures. Another issue is the issue of evolution. When elves reach the level they can evolve, they have 3 choices. The first is to independently comprehend the evolution of bloodline power, which is the best way. The second is to absorb evolution stones for passive evolution, because evolution stones contain some unknown mysterious powers that can help elves evolve, but the effect is not as good as self-evolution. Although absorbing evolutionary stones can also lead to evolution, the improvement in strength is very limited and may not necessarily be successful, requiring a large amount of fossil support. As for the last one, it is even more tragic, which is to not evolve and maintain the current form. This has not happened before. Many civilian trainers maintain their original form because they cannot afford to buy fossils, and elves cannot evolve independently. Because evolution and advancement are different, elves that do not evolve can still upgrade, but elves that do not advance will have their strength stuck until they die, without any progress. A new book for newcomers. The author doesn't have much experience, and I hope friends who like it can collect it. Seeking recommendations, seeking evaluations, all kinds of requests. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Mysterious Old Man. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Mysterious Old Man. The sudden appearance of this system must be related to my time travel, but what exactly is going on? With my current strength, I am unable to access it. However, no matter what the truth is, since there is an opportunity, I must seize it tightly. Let's go, little fire dragon, let's work together in the future, and keep going. After gaining a general understanding of the system's information, Liu had a rough idea of what to do in the future. After encouraging the little dragon, one person and one elf set off again. Roar! Little fire dragon responded to Liu's encouragement with high fighting spirit. The warm sunshine shone through the dense forest, shining on Liu and little fire dragon. Although the lush branches and leaves blocked the sunlight, there was no sense of gloom or terror, but rather a feeling of vitality. At this moment, an elderly voice suddenly came from behind Liu. Young man, wait a moment. Liu turned around and saw an old man with white hair, at least 60 years old, but without any signs of aging. And most importantly, there was no name on the head of this mysterious old man. Because Liu came through time travel, at first every person he saw had a name displayed on their head, but now this mysterious old man has no hint. Every time Liu looks at the old man, he feels an inexplicable aura, like having a black hole-like temperament that can devour your gaze, making it impossible for people to see it clearly. This is a master. Liu thought to himself. Uncle, what's up with you? Although he did not feel threatened by the other party, their strength was clearly not on the same level, so Liu's tone was very respectful. Moreover, the other party was as old as Liu's grandfather, and he did not feel at a disadvantage. No, although I don't need your help with anything, you need my help, don't you? Looking meaningfully at Liu, the old man said with a smile on his face. Do I need help? Alright, old man, how do you think you can help me? At a loss, Liu didn't know what this mysterious old man meant, so he had no choice but to ask directly. Hehe, you will know in the future. I hope you can live up to my expectations and rely on yourself in the future. After speaking, the old man pointed out to Liu, and a milky white energy instantly rushed into Liu's body. Then the old man smiled slightly at Liu and disappeared without a trace. What? Liu was shocked when he saw the old man attacking him, but before he could react, a systematic warning suddenly shattered his inner peace. Ding, the space transfer cooling has ended and can be used at any time. Liu was also not shocked. With just a wave of his hand, the mysterious old man emitted an energy, and the cooldown time of space teleportation ended. Moreover, judging from his ability to disappear instantly, his strength was at least on the same level as that of Earth's immortals. Is that so? Liu suddenly remembered that not only did he not die after being struck by lightning, but he also traveled to this magical continent. Coupled with the powerful and magical power of the mysterious old man just now, Liu felt that the reason why he traveled and had this adventure was uncertain about what connection he had with the mysterious old man. Uncle, thank you. Liu didn't know what to do, but immediately felt grateful and shouted loudly at the place where the mysterious old man had disappeared. Calm down, Liu really wanted to go back to Earth right away, but remembered that the instant teleportation ability requires a 24-hour cooldown once used. Let's use it later. Now let's see what these two things are before we talk. Originally, when the old man left, he left behind two things for Liu. One was an elf egg, and the other was a purple-black bead the size of a fist. The unreal runes on the bead appeared and disappeared, making it incredibly mysterious. Appraisal. Using appraisal ability, the information of the item appears in Liu's mind. Mysterious beads. Unknown properties, unknown effects. Strange Pokémon eggs introduction. Unknown Pokémon egg, I don't know what kind of Pokémon can hatch. I hope your character is strong enough. Incubation conditions. Any energy of 10 million points. Current 0/10 million, Cow. Liu was speechless. It was a bit of a trap, and none of them could see their attributes clearly. However, when he remembered that this was given to him by a mysterious old man, it was definitely not an ordinary product, and he couldn't help but have some expectations in his heart. It's just that it's a bit difficult to absorb so much energy, because the system says that only those attribute stones can contain energy, and obtaining attribute stones is even more difficult. Only those extremely spiritual places can produce them. The so-called land of extreme spirits refers to places where single elements such as volcanoes, glaciers, sunny areas, and shady areas are highly concentrated. But these places are often occupied by powerful wild elves, which are very dangerous. Hey, there must be a way for the car to reach the front of the mountain. If the chance doesn't come, I have no choice but to accept it. Liu had no choice but to silently draw circles in the corner. Most of the elves encountered in the forest are insect-like and grass-like creatures. Although there are not many types, they are enough for Liu. So Liu decided to try his luck. It would be good if he could tame a few, but it also depends on luck. It's not something that can be encountered just because he wants it. Today, Liu's luck seemed to be good. After searching for a few hours, he finally discovered a gathering place for a group of Phalaenopsis, but, well, what should we do? We're all gathered together, it's not easy to get started. Just as Liu was struggling to quietly tame a butterfly, a loud earthquake suddenly came from afar. Sure enough, not long after, a group of armored rhinoceros rushed towards Liu in a fierce manner, frightening Liu's soul and fearing that one might accidentally sacrifice himself. And the group of Phalaenopsis were so frightened that they scattered and fled. Seeing this, Liu was overjoyed and secretly said, "Even heaven is helping me." Cautiously, Liu followed a much larger Phalaenopsis than usual. Just now, Liu was envious of this Phalaenopsis, and its talent was really good. In addition, Liu wanted to increase his permissions earlier, so it was definitely the most suitable elf to tame. Just because the level is a bit higher than Little Fire Dragon, and the skills are too complicated, it's a bit difficult to conquer. Name: Phalaenopsis Attribute. Insect plus Flying Qualification. Gold level. Black Iron level 11, 36%. Ability. Talent skills. Super Absorption. Absorb the opponent's energy for self-recovery. Already enabled, Breaking Skies / Use strong winds to attack the opponent. Level 25 activation, Signal Beam. Emit mysterious rays to attack the opponent, with a chance to confuse them. Level 40 activation, Learning Skills. Mindfulness. Using weak mindfulness to attack the opponent has a certain chance of causing chaos. Poison Powder. Sprinkle poison powder on the opponent to poison them. Paralyzing Powder. Sprinkle the paralyzing powder on the opponent to numb them. Sleep Powder. Sprinkle hypnotic powder on the other person to make them fall asleep. It seems we need to choose Quick Battle and Quick Decision. Liu decided to directly subdue with violence, otherwise he would be in danger of being counterattacked. Once various negative skills are activated, Liu will definitely be unable to bear it. I followed this butterfly all the way, and finally, it seemed tired, so I stopped on the grass to rest. Good opportunity, come out. Little Fire Dragon. Use Sparks. Liu seized the opportunity and immediately released the Little Fire Dragon to directly choose to attack. Roar. With a loud roar, the Little Fire Dragon spat out a spark the size of a bowl and attacked the Phalaenopsis. And the butterfly was resting, not expecting to be attacked. It wanted to dodge, but it didn't have time. It could only move its body, but it was still attacked, forming an arc in the air and landing on the ground. Claw. As the claws of the Little Fire Dragon once again attacked Badafang, the battle was nearing its end. Although it was unexpected and there was suspicion of a surprise attack, the result was good. Brush. The Pokémon ball was thrown and accurately hit the unconscious Badafang. Liu nervously watched the flickering Pokémon ball, after all, it was the first time. Cough cough cough. The first time he subdued the Pokémon, nervousness was inevitable. But the fact proves that Li Yu's nervousness is excessive. If this cannot be subdued, then it's strange. The battle is over. The little fire dragon has won the upper level battle and gained 100 experience, which is 46% of the current level 8. Ba Daba has gained 50 experience, which is 41% of the current level 11. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Flying Mantis. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 Flying Mantis, Who? Success. You're really amazing, thank you very much, little fire dragon. Seeing that the little fire dragon battle was not a drag, and the control of skills was also effortless, Li Yu sincerely praised. Roar. Walking forward, Li Yu picked up the Pokémon ball and released the subdued Bada Phalaenopsis. After all, they had suffered considerable damage in the previous battle and needed to be treated quickly. Take out the treatment spray from the space bag, carefully treat Badaju, and Li Yu will take it back to the elf ball cultivation. Little fire dragon, come back too. Conquering Badafang, Li Yu took another step closer to his goal and hastily ate some bread. Li Yu couldn't help but miss the delicious food and soft big bed in the pet hospital. Hey, the difference is really too big. I can't do it. Next time, I must buy more delicious food to put in my backpack, and it won't break down anyway. I can't think about it anymore, otherwise I can't help but want to eat. These tough days are really hard for people to live. It would be great if there were a chef to follow me at any time like Xiaoji. You must find a companion who can cook. I want to enjoy life, but Li Yu is too lazy to take action. This is a typical representative of being lazy, and I don't know which unlucky person will become Li Yu's goal. Li Yu, who had set off again, left not long after, as if he had been favored by the goddess of luck, and met another elf with good talent. Name. Flying Mantis Attribute. Insect plus Flying Qualification. Diamond level. Normal level 9, 36%. Ability. Talent skills. Insect chirping. Vibrates its wings in a unique way, emitting sound waves to attack the opponent. Level 10 activation, breaking sky slash. Use fierce winds to attack the opponent. Level 25 activation, rebirth. Use your final strength to attack the opponent. Restore a small amount of stamina after hitting. Level 40 activation, learning skills. Flash of lightning. Approach the enemy at high speed to attack. Vacuum wave. Wave your fist and launch a vacuum wave attack. Gathering chi. Concentrate your energy and increase your hit level. Blade attack. Wave the blade and hit the enemy's vital points. I can't defeat the enemy, I can only take advantage of them. Let's use the sleazy and vulgar tactics. Hey. I'm too embarrassed to bully them. Flying Mantis, I want to subdue you, come and fight. This time, Li Yu did not choose to launch a sudden attack, but shouted at the green figure in front of him, preparing for a dignified battle. Yaya. Li, watching the humans provoking them, the flying mantis let out a whistling sound and waved its double blades, facing Li Yu in a fierce battle. Great, come out. Ba Defang. That's right. Li Yu used the newly accepted Bada Phalaenopsis this time. After the treatment of spray, Bada Phalaenopsis recovered quickly and was just ready to play. Ha ha ha. That's it. Ba Defu, fly up and use the 3 series powder. Take the initiative, Li Yu ordered directly. Bang 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 bang. Invisible colorless sleep powder, paralyzing powder, and toxic powder, as the wings of the butterfly flicker, envelop the flying mantis. Feeling dangerous, the flying mantis quickly glided up, but by this time, the 3 series powder had already spread around it and inevitably, it was still affected, with a significant decrease in reactivity. Ya 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 ya. The rapidly flickering figure was like a phantom, and the electric light of the flying mantis flashed out instantly. Li Yugen was not able to command it, so Ba Dafei was punched and fell to the ground. Ba Dafei, pick yourself up and use your imagination to interfere with its movements. At this point, the flying mantis has already been exposed to 3 types of powder. If it is delayed for a period of time, it will definitely lose its combat power. Bang bang. The struggling Ba de Phalaenopsis also exerted its maximum psychic power on the flying mantis, restraining its movement. It's like carrying a big mountain on its back, and the flying mantis feels uncomfortable all over its body. It's trying hard to break free, but the big butterfly seems to be seeking revenge, tightly restraining and oppressing the flying mantis with its psychic power, making it have no chance to escape. Ba Dafeng constantly evaded the turtle-like attack of the flying mantis, and at the same time, her psychic power continued to act on her without slacking off. The severe depletion of physical strength, coupled with the increasing effect of the 3 series powder, finally resulted in the flying mantis losing its combat power and falling to the ground. Li Yu finally smiled when he saw this. A fairy ball was thrown out, and the flying mantis could not escape Li Yu's claws. Ding, victory in battle, Ba Dafeng gains 50 experience, current level 1142%. Flying mantis gains 20 experience, current level 938%. Treat the 2 elves with medicine and retrieve them. This time, Li Yu's goal has been basically achieved, and it should be time to quickly rush to the next small town. About 3 or 4 hours later, as the sunset was about to set, Li Yu finally saw the shadow of the small town located on the edge of the forest, called Seni Town. Just as Li Yu was about to enter the town to rest for a while, a voice suddenly came, "Hey, that kid, let's have a fight." Li Yu turned his head to look in the direction of the sound and happened to see a young man wearing a gray practice suit walking slowly towards Li Yu. This. Okay, but I need to hurry up, I still have to eat. Due to time constraints, Li Yu wanted to refuse, but he was extremely eager to fight because he also wanted to test his own strength. Great, my name is Iron Man, fighting is my pursuit. If you win, I'll treat you to dinner. Iron Man said to Li Yu with a look of honor on his face. My name is Li Yu. Let's start. The 3x3 relay battle. Li Yu is speechless, my blood is boiling. Come out. Big Needle Bee. With the appearance of the giant hornet, its attributes also appeared in Li Yu's mind name. Big Needle Bee attribute. Insect plus flying qualification. Silver level. Black Iron level 10 ability. Talent skill. Crazy Needling, other skills not activated, learning techniques. Insect bite, air breaking slash, and falling fist, Ba Dafeng, it's up to you. After a quick thought in his mind, Li Yu chose Ba de Phalaenopsis. I attacked first, Big Needle Bee, use crazy attack. Iron Man said. Humph, Ba Dafeng, use the 3 series powder after dodging, Li Yu said reluctantly. Anger and pursuit. Use your mental strength to protect your entire body. Li Yu knew that the opponent's combo was impossible to dodge, so he decided to turn defense into attack. Sure enough, despite being directly hit, the Ba de Phalaenopsis, who was protected by Nianli, did not receive much damage. Come back. Ba de Ba. Flying Mantis. That's right, the mission of Ba Dafeng is to assist, and the Flying Mantis is the real killing move. Flash of lightning and use a sharp blade attack when approaching the opponent. The speed of the Flying Mantis is not slow, coupled with the acceleration of the lightning flash, the attack directly hits the large needlebee, instantly killing in seconds. Great, I need to get serious now. Come out. Bobo. Iron Man did not give up, but instead, his fighting spirit was high and he once again released the elf. Bobo. Goo 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 goo. After coming out, Bobo glided around in the sky and stood in mid-air, gazing at the flying mantis from afar, his eyes full of war. Name. Bobo attribute. Flight system qualification. Gold level. Black iron level 12 ability. Talent skill. Whirlwind, other skills not activated, learning skills. Following the wind, breaking the sky / and hard wings. Seeing the attributes of Bobo, Liu felt a sense of solemnity in his heart. It seems difficult to deal with. Liu thought to himself. Bobo, use the whirlwind. Goo. The surrounding air rolled with the attack of the waves, converging into a tornado and rushing towards the flying mantis. Continuously use vacuum waves. Attack that tornado. The flying mantis also had a strong sense of war, waving its claws quickly. The vacuum wave shot out as if it didn't cost money, attacking the tornado and then exploding, creating gusts of wind that made Liu and his companions unable to open their eyes. Boom! Like a bomb exploding, with a loud roar, the strong wind dissipates and ripples roll up. Unfortunately, the 3 series powder died prematurely before it could work. It's a bit tricky. Thank you very much, Flying Mantis. It's up to you, little fire dragon. Taking back the unconscious flying mantis, Liu decided to use the little fire dragon to counter the enemy. Sparks. A deadly flame emitting high temperatures spewed out from the mouth of the little fire dragon, rushing towards the waves. Due to just unleashing his ultimate move, Bobo suffered a severe loss of stamina and had no chance to dodge. He was directly hit and his flowing feathers were burned, emitting a burnt smell. Bobo, persist. Use the lightning flash and impact, the Iron Man commanded. Very good, little fire dragon, let's have another spark. Liu also counterattacked. Bobo's figure leaped rapidly, colliding with the little fire dragon like a shockwave, and the high temperature sparks of the little fire dragon also attacked Bobo. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Victory Return. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6 Victory Return. Bang. Bang. The first sound is the sound of an attack collision, and the last sound is the sound of waves falling to the ground. You're very impressive, but I won't easily lose to you. Nidoran. 2 for 1, Iron Man, although at a disadvantage, still shouted loudly with a strong sense of war. Name. Nidoran attribute. Poison series qualification. Gold level. Black iron level 11 ability. Talent skill. Mindfulness, other skills not activated, genetic skills. Staring plus poisonous needle plus linked legs plus pecking learning skills. None, huh? You are indeed very impressive, but the winner will definitely be me. After seeing the attributes of Iron Man's last elf, Li Yusong breathed a sigh of relief. Nidoran, use the stare. Buzz. The silent momentum oppressed, and the suppression 1 level higher than the little fire dragon made it difficult for the little fire dragon to move forward. Little fire dragon, hold on, Liu said. Don't give him a chance, use a chain leg. Iron Man is ready to seize the opportunity to pursue and level the battle, so he is directly prepared to seize the opportunity to pursue. The little fire dragon, who was invisibly oppressed, was extremely angry. His eyes were filled with anger, and he was about to launch an attack. Suddenly, an equally powerful momentum slowly rose, and the little fire dragon's momentum suddenly surged. Little fire dragon breaks through level on the battlefield, comprehends dragon wrath, current level 9 is 1%. What? With Liu's exclamation, the little fire dragon was majestic, and a dragon-shaped shock wave with rolling anger instantly hit Nidoran. Bang! Ding, the battle is over. Ba Dottie gains experience of 100, current level 11 is 44%. Flying Mantis gains experience of 200, current level 9 is 56%. Little Fire Dragon gains experience of 200, current level 9 is 5%. As the system prompt ended, Iron Man's voice also came in time. You're very strong, I lost. I'm willing to admit defeat. Let's go, I'll treat you to dinner. Iron Man has a carefree personality, and after losing, he didn't get angry. Instead, he just put away Nidoran and invited Liu. You're also good, very strong. Liu said humbly. That's right, I'm a famous combat expert. Upon hearing Liu's praise, Iron Man immediately proudly said. Well, let's go eat quickly. Liu was also defeated by the thick-skinned Iron Man, speechless, and could only shift the topic. Let's go. The two of them entered Merino town together and arrived at the elf hospital. They first treated the elf's injuries, and then they had a delicious meal in the restaurant. On the way back to the elf hospital, Liu saw a jewelry store selling a ruby ring that could be bought for just a few hundred yuan, almost at the same price as cabbage. Therefore, Liu directly bought the largest one. If this were to change hands on Earth, hee. Liu thought happily to himself. After returning to the hotel, the two of them exchanged many combat experiences. In fact, it was always Iron Man who talked about it. Liu only fought a few times in total, so how could he have any experience? Isn't it included in the game? Returning to the room and lying on the soft and comfortable big bed, Liu let out a comfortable moan. Haha. I can finally go back, system. How can I calculate this time after I go back? Liu asked with some concern. In fact, Liu is worried that when he comes back next time, it has been a long time here, so it's ridiculous because Liu is worried that if Iron Man can't find him, it won't be good. Time is based on the host space and has a ratio of 5.1. It increases with the host's permission level in the future. What? That means I spent 5 days on Earth after leaving, and here's only 1 day. It's great, it's powerful. I'm very satisfied. System, I now choose regression. Finally able to go home, struggling to hold back the excitement in his heart, Liu was afraid that he would cry. After experiencing great ups and downs, Liu finally realized the warmth of home. Although he had only been in the magical world for a day, Liu felt as if a century had passed. He missed his real family very much, especially after experiencing despair and pain. He realized the value of family affection. As soon as the words fell, Liu felt in a daze that an invisible force was acting on him. Then, Liu felt the scene in front of him constantly flickering, making his eyes tingle. He quickly closed his eyes. Counting time in his heart, more than 10 seconds later, Liu opened his eyes again and found himself lying on the floor of the dormitory. At this moment, the outside of the window was still pitch black, with only a few twinkling stars. Did the heavens intentionally hit me? The stars have all come out, wasn't it just pouring rain? Liu speculated maliciously in his heart. Standing up, Liu moved his body for a moment and looked at the space backpack beside him, feeling unreal. But when Liu released the 3 elves again, feeling their dependence on him, Liu's heart was filled with infinite passion. With them, my future will definitely be colorful. Liu longed for it. Tomorrow, I'll go sell the gemstone ring I bought from boredom. I don't believe that pigeon egg-sized gemstone rings won't sell for a good price. Well, then I'll go buy a house. After all, my secrets can't be easily exposed. With a sweet and joyful smile, Liu gradually fell asleep with expectations for the future. The next morning at 8 o'clock, Liu stretched lazily, washed himself hastily, and then left the school and took a car to the luxurious commercial street. As one of the 4 major cities in China, the level of prosperity in Lanjiang City can be imagined, and this luxurious commercial street is also the busiest place in Lanjiang City, and its level of luxury is even more unimaginable. The commercial street is mainly divided into several areas, including clothing, jewelry, and antiques. Modern high-rise buildings and antique buildings are perfectly integrated. It is said that it was designed by famous architects with great effort, and Liu also thinks that this design is really good. Actually, he didn't see anything. Dafu Jewelry, although its name is rustic, is a nationally renowned jewelry chain store. Li Yu believes that his ruby ring can definitely sell for a good price here. Sure enough, after Li Yu revealed a gem that could instantly capture the attention of women, he was invited into the VIP room. "Mr. Li, please have some tea." "I have sent someone to invite our chief appraiser, Mr. Zhao," said the jewelry store manager Zhang Yang respectfully to Li Yu. It's not surprising that Zhang Yang is like this. Pigeon egg-sized rubies are not commonly seen, let alone exquisite finished products. I believe that once the transaction is successful, my evaluation at the headquarters will definitely go up a notch. It's okay. In fact, Li Yu is also quite depressed. I thought it was just selling a ring, but I didn't expect such a big commotion. After waiting for a while, a middle-aged man dressed in elegant and ancient attire hurriedly walked in, but he ignored the two of them and threw himself directly at the ruby ring placed on the table. Manager Zhang apologized to Li Yu with a smile, but Li Yu didn't care, which actually proved the preciousness of his gem. Why not do it? Zhao looked carefully at the professional tools for a while, his face full of excitement. After the appraisal was completed, Zhao said to Li Yu, "I don't know who made this. Chicken blood red, exquisite workmanship, can be called a master level." Li Yu didn't know who made it, but when he saw a bargain, he bought one and prepared to buy some money and flowers. "Who knows who carved it?" "Oh, it's my rudeness." "How are you going to handle it, little friend?" After seeing Li Yu's expression, Zhao Lao knew that he had said something he shouldn't have said, and quickly changed the topic. "I'm running out of money recently, and I'm planning to sell it." "I don't know the price," Li Yu asked directly. When Li Yu arrived, he also used the system's network intelligence to search for information in this area, and the system estimated at least 30 million yuan based on the information obtained through networking. Li Yu was excited for a while. I wonder if there are any relevant documents here." Manager Zhang then interjected. No, Li Yu said helplessly. "It's okay, we can handle it. If there were no documents, the price would have been discounted, but rest assured today that we will definitely not have any discounts." Manager Zhang's words not only made Li Yu feel comfortable, but also showed his sincerity. In order to do this business, Manager Zhang also gave a full discount. "It's okay, how about the specifics?" Li Yu also understood his meaning. He was originally selling money, and he thought for himself, saving Li Yu trouble. 25 million, how about it? After discussing with Mr. Zhao for a while, Manager Zhang spoke to Li Yudao. Li Yu's eyebrows furrowed slightly, as the price was significantly lower than expected and he felt a bit displeased. After all, even the system's intelligent brain was estimated to be at least 30 million yuan. Seeing Li Yu's expression somewhat dissatisfied, Manager Zhang was afraid that Li Yu would turn around and leave. He quickly continued, "Mr. Li, what is your price range in your heart? Let's do it this way. 35 million, at a fixed price, if you're willing to accept it, I'll sell it." No one would dislike having too much money, so Li Yu also quoted a higher price. "Anyway, we can't discuss it again." "Okay. Let's make the transaction at 35 million. Do you want to transfer the money or check it?" After thinking for a while, Manager Zhang agreed when he saw that Mr. Zhao also nodded. "Let's just transfer it directly to my bank card. My card number is 1998. Unexpectedly, the other party agreed. Li Yu was very happy in his heart, but on his face, he said calmly. Alright, Mr. Li, the money has been transferred to your card. You can take a look. Prepare the contract, see that Li Yu has signed the name, and then Manager Zhang will directly transfer the money to Li Yu." "Well, thank you, Manager Zhang. Since the transaction is over, I'll leave first." Seeing the transfer information on his phone, Li Yu finally breathed a sigh of relief. "However, as I had to check if there was a suitable house later, I stood up and said goodbye." "Wait a moment, Mr. Li. This is our jewelry store's gold-grade VIP card, which can enjoy a 10% discount. Also, If you have the same gemstone next time, you can first consider our Dafu jewelry. Zhang Jingli handed over a beautifully designed gold card. Thank you, I will definitely do it. After taking the gold card, Li Yu politely exchanged a few words with him and finally walked out of the Dafu jewelry store. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Brotherhood Gathering. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7 Brotherhood Gathering. Li Yuban wanted to make money and give some back to his family. But I remember my father once said, I would rather starve than do anything wrong. Li Yu dared not, because he had no excuse. If he couldn't openly refund the money, Li Yu would have to temporarily give up this idea. I'll graduate in just over half a year, and then I can honestly refund the money. Although I can't transfer the money home for now, I have to spend it when I have it, and Li Yu can't treat himself unfairly. So Li Yu went straight to buy the latest Tianlong 40th generation laptop and phone. Although the price was a bit outrageous, the performance was good, much faster than Li Yu's Tianlong 38th generation. Leaving the commercial street, Li Yu took a car and arrived at the nearest real estate agency. Under the reception of a sales lady named Wang Jing, Li Yu chose an independent villa. Although the price was not low, he immediately fell in love with it after seeing it. This villa has a simple yet fashionable decoration style, without any pretense. Coupled with its own swimming pool and beautiful courtyard, Li Yu feels that living here is absolutely comfortable, and it is only half an hour's drive from school. When Li Yu decided to pay in full, Wang Jing was startled. It was 15 million. It's not 1,500 yuan, it's just spent like this. In the year 2050, it is becoming increasingly difficult to earn money. Firstly, most jobs have been replaced by robots, and coupled with population growth, earning money is even more difficult. At first, Wang Jing thought that Li Yu was just looking at it. After getting addicted to it, he didn't expect to buy it directly. Excited, Wang Jing was extremely attentive to Li Yu. He was young and wealthy, what a great golden turtle son. Law. Unfortunately, Li Yu was not interested in her. After signing the contract, he drove away in the gifted wild dance sports car, which made Wang Jing very sad. Driving the gifted sports car, Li Yu was still very satisfied. Although fast cars are popular in this era and sports cars have fallen behind, it's not much different from picking them up for free. If you want money, Li Yu can just go to the magical world and buy a few gemstones. After casually finding a restaurant for lunch, Li Yu drove back to school to tidy up his things. In fact, there was not much to tidy up. Li Yu was basically ready to throw them away. In his words, after finally making money, we are also corrupt. Along the way, Li Yu bought several sets of clothes and other daily necessities, and finally returned to his big villa. After a brief tidying up, Li Yu felt it was time to find a nanny. Otherwise, Li Yu would have been exhausted from cleaning up such a large house on his own. In the afternoon, because Li Yu had to return to school for classes, he played with a few elves for a while and then drove to the school. As soon as he arrived at the school, Li Yu met his roommate, the number one accomplice. Yo! Our little Rain has made a fortune. We've all started dancing wildly. Li Yu and the leader of the dormitory, Gao Feng, first criticized him. Gao Feng is a powerful and majestic pure man from Dongshan, who is said to have practiced foreign martial arts for several years. Xiao Yu has the ability. Who is like you, so poor that you don't even buy clothes for others? Gao Feng's girlfriend Xia Yu took the opportunity to pull the rope. Summer Rain is somewhat like a gentle and virtuous wife and mother in the water town of Jiangnan, very beautiful and gentle. No way, wife, there are so many in your wardrobe. Good, 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 good. Seeing Xia Yu's murderous and reckless gaze, Gao Feng shrank his head and said, "Ha ha ha. Boss, you're still laughing at me, you brought it on yourself." Li Yu also took the opportunity to counterattack. Cut, this is called love, isn't it? Wife. Gao Feng said shamelessly. Humph. Xia Yu completely ignored Gao Feng's thick skin. As soon as the three of them arrived at the classroom together, they heard Sun Bufan, the third student in the same dormitory, and Lin Jie, the fourth student, waving to the three of them. The origin of the third party is mysterious. It seems to be a descendant of a noble family, while the fourth party is a small white-faced person. The old man in the family is engaged in business and can be considered a wealthy second generation. A few people sat together in the corner of the back row of the classroom, and the boss Gao Feng said to the second person, "You don't know. Xiao Yu has made a fortune, he's all dancing wildly." "What? Really?" exclaimed the third and fourth in unison. They are very clear about Li Yu's background. He comes from a commoner background and his family is by no means a wealthy family. This is not that they look down on Li Yu, but rather that they are worried that he will go astray, because although this wild dance is not a luxury car, it is at least $1 million. "What's going on?" Second brother. "You can't be corrupt?" Third son Bufan asked. "Don't listen to the boss's nonsense, I just accidentally made a small profit from gambling recently, which is still far behind you." Li Yu could only find an excuse to explain. After all, the origin of this ruby ring is difficult to explain. "Oh. Second brother, you're lucky. When will you help me? I've been feeling a bit tight lately." Lin Jie, the fourth brother, smiled. "Hey, what are you saying, fourth brother? If you don't provoke more girls, you won't have enough money." The eldest Gao Feng mercilessly revealed in a tone of envy. Among the four Li Yu brothers, Lin Jie has the highest appearance, and since his family is in business, changing girlfriends is like changing clothes, and he says he can't waste his face. "What? Do you also want it?" Xia Yu twisted her face in anger at Gao Feng's waist with a black face. "Oh, my dear wife, I was wrong. How dare I?" exclaimed the boss Gao Feng. "Humph, ha ha ha." Li Yu and his companions burst into laughter when they saw the boss's crumpled appearance. "Second brother, how much money have you earned? We're going to fight tycoons tonight." Sun Bufan, the third brother, said seriously. "That's right, I must make you bleed heavily at night." Fourth brother Lin Jie couldn't bear to feel lonely. After thinking for a moment, Li Yu extended 2 fingers and shook them. 2 million, exclaimed the third person in surprise. "I think it's more than 2 million, after all, that mad dance alone would cost $1 million, the boss shook his head. "What? That's 20 million. The third and fourth took a breath together, their eyes full of envy. Although the second family had good conditions, they didn't have as much pocket money in their hands. It's 20 million. Li Yu nodded and said. "Second brother, have you stepped on dog poop? You're so lucky. You're getting rich overnight and you're almost catching up with my old man who has been struggling for over a decade." Lao Si Lin Jie rolled his eyes and said, looking at Li Yu's plain expression. "That's to say. Second brother, if you don't treat us today, don't even think about going out." Sun Bufan, the third son, coaxed. All right, is Xiao Yu that kind of person? Don't tease him, this is also Xiao Yu's blessing. However, Xiao Yu, the risk of gambling is too high. As the saying goes, one knife is poor, one knife is rich. You don't want to go again in the future, you know. Sister-in-law Xia Yu worried. Don't worry, sister.in.law. I won't be able to do it in the future, but this treat is necessary. Where are we going tonight? Is it a big food stall? Li Yu knew that Xia Yu genuinely cared for himself, and his heart was also moved. Don't listen to them, just go to the food stall. It's delicious and not expensive, said the boss, Gao Feng. Let's just go for the big food stall. We can still make you vomit blood. Old C said angrily. Alright, don't envy me anymore. You can't envy me. Sun Bufan, the third son, struck back. You're no different. Lin Jie, the fourth brother, retorted. Who said that? I'm actually quite wealthy. I just don't like to show off. Sun Bufan, the third son, said and took out a sports car key. Ah. It's unreasonable. I'm the poorest. Oh my goodness. Let's have a lightning strike and kill these bastards. Lao Si raised his head and shouted. Shut up, I miss you so much. It's like crying out loud. Be honest for a while. Sun Bufan, the third son, patted Lin Jie's head and scolded him. The fourth Lin Jie looked at the third Sun Bufan with a resentful expression, making his goosebumps rise. Everyone burst into laughter when they saw this. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Heroes Saving Beauty. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Heroes Saving Beauty. P.S. Coca-Cola has created a book friend group with the number 249794847. If you have anything to say, feel free to let me know here. Please join us. Main text university courses are actually quite useful, but for people like Li Yu, it's just boring and boring, even more boring. After finally finishing 2 classes, the few of them temporarily separated. The eldest couple said they were going to buy clothes, while the fourth was going to pick up a girl. His recent girl heard that she is from the music department. Hey, Li Yu said another girl is going to suffer. The third son, Sun Bufan, followed Li Yu and said he wanted to take Li Yu on a motorcycle. However, Li Yu did not follow him around and instead took Sun Bufan back to the villa, which provoked another wave of criticism from Sun Bufan. Don't mind sitting on the sofa, there's nothing entertaining at home. Li Yu said. Second brother, it's not bad. You really enjoy it, didn't you spend a lot of money on it? Sun Bufan said. Not much, 15 million, Li Yu said. Isn't your money almost spent? Is it still enough for decoration? Sun Bufan asked. That's it. It's pretty good, no more decoration. Li Yu doesn't have too many requirements for life, so the current layout is already very good in his opinion. Well, it's really good. The two of them chatted for a while again, and seeing that the time was almost over, they drove to the agreed-upon food stall. Joji Restaurant is located next to the school, where many students drink and fart every day. Previously, Li Yu and others were also regulars here. Light rain, here. As soon as they got off the car, Li Yu and the others caused quite a sensation. It's not a big deal to drive a sports car to eat a big stall, but Sun Bufan's sports car is a bit pretentious. It's more than one level higher than Li Yu's wild dance, at least tens of millions of levels. Seeing Li Yu exclaim that this third generation, Sun Bufan, is the real tycoon. Ignoring the gaze of others, Li Yu and his companions walked directly to the table and sat down. After waiting for a while, the leader and his wife arrived at the peak, but Lin Jie, the fourth in command, still had no trace. I also want a few boxes of beer, some side dishes, and so on. Li Yu asked Gao Feng, has old C not come yet? Yeah, they said they were going for a romantic trip, but who knows what it's for, said the boss, Gao Feng, speechless. Humph, look at them, and then look at you, you don't even know how to take me to watch a movie or something, complained the sister. In law. Wife, I was wrong. Let's go in a little while. Today, my brother will take you on a romantic journey, said the boss Gao Feng hurriedly. In fact, sister. In law Xia Yu is not disliking Gao Feng, especially after hearing Gao Feng's words, the smile on her face is very obvious. It seems that she is no longer surprised by the boss's thick skin. More than half an hour later, the fourth and second students arrived late. When the fourth and second people sat down, the eldest Gao Feng teased in a lewd tone, "Fourth, why are you only here now?" I don't think so. Unfortunately, before the boss Gao Feng could finish speaking, a scream came from his mouth, which was a pitiful one. Looking at Xia Yu's dark face, the boss Gao Feng quickly surrendered and admitted his mistake. Everyone, I have a serious problem to tell you. Sun Bufan, the third son, ignored Gao Feng's intimate behavior in public and suddenly said seriously. The other few people, except for Li Yu, looked at him seriously, and only Li Yu knew that this guy was going to be teasing again. Second brother bought a house. Cut. Everyone despised it. After I finished speaking, my second brother bought a villa worth 15 million yuan, said Sun Bufan. What? Xiao Yu, why are you spending so much money? Sister-in-law Xiao Yu worried. Yeah, Xiao Yu, even if you have money, you can't spend it like that, agreed the boss, Gao Feng. Second brother, I support you. It's better to hide something coquettish in the golden house. Old C didn't think anything was wrong, but instead encouraged Li Yu. Do you also want to hide your beauty in a golden house? Yang Nan, the fourth wife, angrily said. This, said the fourth person speechless. Alright, everyone should eat and drink happily together, not to mention those useless things. The boss's authority is inviolable. A few people drank, chatted, and farted. When they had almost finished drinking, it was already 11 or 12 o'clock. Li Yu and his third son Sun Bufan drank the least because they had to drive, so the task of taking them home fell on them. Second brother, I'll give it to the boss, you give it to the fourth, and I'll go straight back after I finish it. After bidding farewell to Li Yu, the third son Sun Bufan directly took the eldest and the two of them away. Yang Nan, help him get in the car and I'll take you back, Li Yu said to Yang Nan. Thank you, second brother. Yang Nan smiled. The house where Lao Si lives is not far from the school, and it will arrive in just over 10 minutes. After Li Yu helped Yang Nan help Lin Jia in, he said goodbye to Yang Nan's gratitude and left. Although it was already late at night, the real nightlife might have just begun. Li Yu also opened the car window, enjoying the feeling of a gentle breeze brushing his face, slowly driving towards the villa. And while Li Yu was enjoying the tranquility in the middle of the night, passing through a secluded street, he suddenly saw a group of thugs dragging a girl in the shape of a student into the alley. The girl was constantly struggling for help, but unfortunately, the place was remote and no one could help her. What Li Yu can't stand the most is that kind of thug, because he was often bullied by those people in middle school, often extorted, and beaten if he didn't have money. Now seeing others in danger, combined with Li Yu's previous painful experiences, Li Yu's anger burned and he no longer hesitated. Li Yu directly took out Ba Dafang's Pokémon ball from the space backpack placed in the car, got off the car, and walked towards the alley. After releasing Ba Dafang, Li Yu ordered, Ba Dafang, go and make those people inside dizzy with sleep powder. Don't harm that woman, you know. Bang bang. After listening to Li Yu's instructions, Ba Dadae flew around in response and flew directly into the alley. After a while, when Li Yu couldn't hear the shouting, he walked into the alley and saw that indeed, those thugs were all knocked down by Ba Dadae. And at this moment, the Bada butterfly was flying over the woman. Li Yu didn't expect Ba Dafang to directly lay down the woman, but on second thought, perhaps this was also good. Let her rest well, after all, the previous experience was a painful one for her. Gently picking up the woman, Li Yu noticed that although she was dressed simply, her appearance was not inferior at all. She had a pure white face, pale eyebrows, a slender nose bridge, pale red lips, and a beautiful long hair hanging down. Smelling the faint fragrance on the woman's body, coupled with her messy white long dress and slightly exposed white hood, Li Yu's heart involuntarily trembled a few times. So, when I see the woman you pity, no wonder she's being missed by thugs. Li Yu sighed inwardly. After bringing the woman back to the villa, Li Yu carried her to an empty room, carefully placed her on the bed, and covered her with a blanket before returning to his own room. After a tiring day and drinking so much alcohol, he was really exhausted. One night without a word, end of this chapter. Chapter 9. Love at First Sight. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 9 Love at First Sight. P.S. This book, because Coca-Cola is not good at writing about emotions, can only write about the female lead in this ghostly way. Awkward everyone, please understand the sadness of being a single dog. Thank you all. Main text. The next day, Liu got up early and saw that the woman was still asleep. He came to the kitchen to make breakfast. The reason why Liu doesn't buy breakfast is because he believes that only doing it himself is healthy. Although Liu used to buy breakfast frequently, he didn't have that condition. Now that he has money, he has to live according to his own heart. But just halfway through Liu's breakfast, a piercing scream almost scared him to death. Liu quickly ran to the woman's room and saw her tightly holding the blanket, tears streaming down her face as she didn't want to pay. Seeing this made Liu feel inexplicable pain in his heart. Seeing Liu suddenly enter, the woman was obviously also startled, but then she looked straight at Liu, her eyes full of anger, injustice, and helplessness. Hey, beautiful woman, don't misunderstand me. If it weren't for me, you would have been miserable. Is that how you treated your life-saving benefactor? Seeing the woman's expression, Liu knew she had misunderstood him and quickly explained. What? It's you. Upon hearing Liu's words, the woman was momentarily taken aback, then remembered that it was a group of people last night, and she did not feel any physical discomfort. She immediately understood that she had misunderstood Liu, and her face turned red to her neck. Yes, I'm sorry, I thought. The woman's voice became quieter and quieter as she spoke. If it weren't for Liu's concentration, she wouldn't have heard anything. It's okay, I understand. After all, anyone who encounters such a thing will panic. Then you wash up first, and I'll prepare breakfast. Liu smiled slightly and said to the woman. Well, thank you. Seeing Liu's smile, the girl's pretty face turned slightly red, but she still looked up at Liu's eyes and expressed gratitude. It's okay. Cough. The first time he looked at the girl, Liu felt a bit embarrassed and quickly turned around and left after saying a word. Watching Liu leave behind, the woman felt a bit disappointed, but more importantly, she felt grateful and joyful. After preparing breakfast, Liu had just placed it on the table when the woman walked out. It was still the same white long dress as yesterday, but the woman seemed to have just washed her hair. A faint fragrance wafted down her nose, and her wet yet dry long hair draped over her shoulders, making Liu somewhat fascinated. Seeing Liu's expression, the woman's once calm pretty face turned red again. Seeing this, Liu knew that his gaze would be misunderstood and quickly restrained his mind. Come and eat. Thank you. My name is Shirlene Fei. If it weren't for you last night, Recalling yesterday's experience, Shirlene Fei couldn't help but shed tears in her eyes as she spoke. Liu quickly took out a tissue and gently wiped away the tears on Shirlene Fei's face, but suddenly felt it was not appropriate and quickly retreated. However, it was too late, and Shirlene Fei's pretty face became even more rosy, making Liu drool. Pushy. Seeing Liu's awkward appearance, Shirlene Fei suddenly laughed, and Liu suddenly felt as warm as spring. Let's eat. Liu quickly changed the topic. Hey. Don't you know how to introduce yourself? I've already told you my name. Shirlene Fei wanted to know who saved her, but she felt too direct and her voice became lower as she spoke. Oh. My name is Liu. Liu felt that in front of this woman, his ability to talk without hesitation had instantly expired. By the way, why were you outside so late yesterday? It's so dangerous, in case, Liu Xuan asked. I'm actually just going back to school. Shirlene Fei seemed to remember something sad, her face full of pain and injustice. Don't cry anymore, otherwise it seems like I'm bullying you. If you don't mind, just tell me. Maybe I can help you. Liu's words were full of determination. I actually went back to school from the hospital. My mother is very sick, and I have to take care of her every day until the evening before I can go back to school. That's why, feeling Li Yu's concern, although Shirlene Fei felt that Li Yu could not help anything, she still wanted to confide in him. After listening to her words, Li Yu finally understood. But as soon as he said the next thing, Li Yu wanted to slap himself. And what about your father? He passed away in a car accident. That's why his mother fell ill because of it, woo-woo. Thinking of the unfortunate experiences at home, Shirlene Fei felt extremely sad in her heart. I'm sorry, it's all my fault for being talkative, me. Li Yu was about to explain when suddenly interrupted by Shirlene Fei. It's okay, it's all over now. It's not your fault. Hey, Fei Fei, I don't know what kind of illness Aunt has. Is there anything I can help with? Li Yu suddenly remembered that he was a man with a system. As long as he took out a healing potion, any disease could not be cured. Moreover, with the powerful technology of the magical world as the backing, Li Yu did not believe that there was no disease that he could not cure. The doctor said it's because she's exhausted and misses her father so much that she must have missed him. Shirlene Fei said sadly. Fei Fei, if you believe me, I can cure my aunt. Would you like it? Li Yu stared at Shirlene Fei seriously. Really? Shirlene Fei looked at Li Yu's serious expression, although she already believed it in her heart, she still spoke up and asked. If you're willing, I can definitely help you. Li Yu said firmly. Just now, Li Yu had already inquired about the system in his mind, and this therapeutic potion is also useful for humans, and the effect is quite incredible. Healing potions restore life, magical potions restore mental power, burn potions treat burns. With this incredible potion, Li Yu felt that he could become a godly a divine doctor. Well, I believe you, it's just why. Although Shirlene Fei didn't know why she trusted Li Yu so much, she was more curious about why Li Yu treated her so well as a stranger. However, as she spoke, she seemed to have thought of something, and her face blushed once again. Li Yu didn't explain, but went around the room. When he came out, he already had an extra bottle of medicine and a fruit knife in his hand, which were actually made for Shirlene Fei to see. Shirlene Fei looked at Li Yu curiously, but to her surprise, Li Yu directly stabbed his arm with a dagger, and blood gushed out in an instant. Ah, Li Yu, Shirlene Fei quickly ran to Li Yu's side, holding Li Yu's arm, so anxious that she was almost crying. It's okay. Look. Li Yu suppressed the pain and said, pouring the medicine in his hand onto his arm. Then, he saw his bloody arm recovering at a visible speed to the naked eye. What? How could this be? Shirlene Fei exclaimed as if she had seen a ghost. This is just one of the functions of the medicine, it also has a great effect on treating other diseases, and I have other medicines. Do you feel at ease now? Li Yu looked at Shirlene Fei's surprised expression and felt very satisfied. Thank you, Li Yu, Shirlene Fei saw that Li Yu had just stabbed herself in order to prove herself, and her heart was filled with sweetness, but also a bit lonely. Li Yu saw the desolation in her eyes and knew what she was worried about. He directly held her hand and comforted her, saying, I am sincere, Fei Fei. I want to pursue you. Would you be willing to do so? I'm willing, but you have to start with your intern boyfriend first. Shirlene Fei listened to Li Yu's sincere confession and said shyly. Great, Fei Fei. I will take good care of you and your aunt in the future. I won't let you down or be sad. You believe me. Li Yu reached out and hugged Shirlene Fei, saying seriously. I believe it. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Meeting Parents. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10 Meeting Parents. Before the main text, I have some good news for everyone. As long as you cast a recommendation ticket every day, you can receive the red envelopes prepared by Coca-Cola for everyone. Although it's not much, it's also for fun. I hope everyone doesn't mind. Li Yu watched with deep affection as Shirlene Fei finished breakfast, feeling extremely shy. She rolled her eyes at Li Yu in anger, and suddenly became charming. After dinner, Li Yu left the villa with Shirlene Fei and went to the hospital. In order to cure her mother as soon as possible, Shirlene Fei has been putting in a lot of effort these past few months, but it has not had much effect. Now with Li Yu's help, Shirlene Fei wants to rush to the hospital immediately. 20 minutes later, at the People's Hospital of Lanjiang City. Fei Fei, you're here. Who is this? Seeing her daughter coming to visit her, she surprisingly brought a boy with her. Although her teacher understood a bit, she still asked. Shirlene Fei's mother's name is Wang Yu. At first glance, Li Yu felt that she truly deserved to be Shirlene Fei's mother. She was gentle as jade and a type of virtuous wife and mother. Flatterer. But at this moment, her face was as pale as paper, and there was an indescribable sadness in her eyes. Mom, he is. Shirlene Fei shyly couldn't speak. Auntie, I'm Fei Fei's boyfriend, my name is Li Yu, Li Yu said respectfully. Oh. Hello, I don't know when you started. What does your family do? Who else do you have at home? Regarding the happiness of her daughter, it is necessary for the master mother to strictly monitor it. She only has one daughter, Shirlene Fei. For her lifelong affairs, the master mother values everything more than anything else. We have been together for a while now. My family is all ordinary civilians, and we also have a younger sister. Auntie, I really like Fei Fei's gentle and kind personality, and I hope you can agree to let us be together. Li Yu pleaded. Hey, Li Yu, you've also seen that our family has become like this now, which has implicated you. I hope you can't let down Fei Fei's feelings, hey. Nowadays, the Shijia family is not like a family, and the Shimu is also worried that her family's situation will drag them down. Mom, Li Yu is not that kind of person, Shirlene Fei hurriedly said. Auntie, don't worry, I will definitely take good care of Fei Fei and not let her suffer, Li Yu promised, holding Shirlene Fei's hand. Well, I believe you can do what you say. The reason why Shimu said this is because she saw sincerity in Li Yu's eyes. Mom, I brought Li Yu here today, actually to treat your illness, Shirlene Fei said. Treating illness. Li Yu, I have taken your heart, but my illness, Teacher knows that she is not really sick, so why talk about treating illness? If it weren't for Shirlene Fei forcing her to stay in the hospital, she wouldn't have stayed here either. Auntie, don't worry, what I brought to you was obtained from a master of traditional Chinese medicine, which is very useful. You can give it a try. Li Yu explained. Yeah, Mom, just give it a try. Shirlene Fei also looked at her mother with concern and eagerness. Okay. My mother also doesn't want to make her daughter sad, and Li Yu is kind-hearted after all, so she can't let others down. Auntie, you should drink these 2 bottles of medicine in blue first, which is used to restore mental energy, and then drink the red one, which is used to restore the body, Li Yu patiently explained. You've been bothering, Li Yu. No matter what the result is, the teacher's mother still thanked her. It's okay, this is what I should do, Li Yu said. Li Yu's face immediately turned slightly red as he watched his master's mother drink the medicine, unable to help but marvel at the power of the medicine. And secretly decide not to easily show others in the future, otherwise it will be dangerous, after all, wealth is not exposed. After drinking the medicine, Shimu felt like she was sitting by the fireplace, with a warm current flowing through her body, and even her lethargic spirit gradually recovering. Mom, how do you feel? Shirlene Fei asked quickly when she saw her mother's strange expression. I feel very good, just like being bathed in the sun, and my body has also relaxed a lot, said the teacher with a smile. Ah. That's great, Mom. Looking at the long-lost bright smile on her mother's face, Shirlene Fei excitedly approached and hugged her mother, saying, Fei Fei, I'm sorry, you've been working hard these days. It's all my fault. Perhaps it was the potion that stimulated the spirit of the teacher's mother, or it could be the joy of the daughter finding a partner. In short, By this time, the teacher's mother had already emerged from the darkness and had hope for life. "Mom, what are you saying? This is all I have to do, and you're my mom," Shirlene Fei said. "Auntie, why don't we have the doctor check it again? If you're healthy, let's leave the hospital." "It's not good to stay in the hospital all the time," Li Yu suggested to his mother at this moment. I don't want to stay in the hospital either. Let's do as you say. The mental illness has been eliminated, and my mother also wants to leave here. After all, she lies in the hospital bed every day, and even if she is not sick, she becomes sick." With the consent of his mother, Li Yu summoned a doctor and conducted a comprehensive examination of her. It turned out to be very healthy, and even some of the original minor illnesses had disappeared. The doctor was amazed to see it. "After all, a few days ago my mother was still bedridden." After casually finding an excuse to evade the doctor's questioning, Li Yu left the hospital with the two of them. Upon seeing that Li Yu had come by car, the teacher's mother sitting in the car asked about Li Yu's family background again. "Li Yu, what is your car? My teacher doesn't believe that a working family would spend around $1 million to buy a car, which they can't afford." "Mom, this is all earned by Li Yu himself. He hasn't spent any money at home." Upon hearing her mother's inquiry, Shirlene Fei knew what her mother was worried about and quickly explained for Li Yu. "Oh. Xiao Yu can still do business. You should be a student now, right?" said the teacher curiously. "I don't know how to do business, but I have some insights into antique jade, so I made a lot of money," explained Li Yu. "Xiao Yu, this antique jade is not something to talk about, the risk is not low. My teacher also has some understanding of the antique market and is well aware of the high risks involved in this industry." That's true. I can only gain something under the guidance of my teacher," said Li Yu. "Li Yu doesn't have any risks. Just selling gemstones can earn a lot of money, but in order not to make his mother worry, Li Yu brought out a teacher. With the careful guidance of a renowned teacher, even if one may not be renowned in this field, it is not difficult to gain something," agreed the teacher's mother. "Auntie, it's getting late now. Let me take you and Fei Fei to dinner," Li Yu suggested. "Could you please, Xiao Yu?" My mother didn't want to disappoint Li Yu's kindness, so she agreed. "Li Yu, where are we going to eat?" Shirlene Fei was very curious because Li Yu was driving more and more off course, and even though he was out of the city, he hadn't arrived yet. "Oh, last time I heard a classmate say there's a mountain and water home here that's quite nice," said Li Yu. Sure enough, after following the navigation to Shanshui home, Li Yu couldn't help but marvel at the master's ingenious ideas. The green pool and green bamboo are not towering, only the bamboo towers stand tall, complementing the natural beauty of the surrounding area, which is breathtaking. The three of them had a meal for nearly 2 hours. After the meal, Li Yu took his teacher's mother home, and then Li Yu bid farewell to her and took Shirlene Fei to school. Shirlene Fei studied painting and also studied at Lanjiang University. Originally, when her master was still alive, she was very supportive, but since her mother fell ill, Shirlene Fei has rarely attended classes and usually takes care of her mother. Shirlene Fei had a class today, so Li Yu accompanied her to finish it. Although Li Yu knew nothing about drawing, he was still able to get started. The class passed quickly, and after class, Li Yu took Shirlene Fei to go shopping and bought a lot of things. When Li Yu was buying a jade necklace for Shirlene Fei, he accidentally discovered a secret and was pleasantly surprised. However, with Shirlene Fei by his side, Li Yu had no chance to verify it. Li Yu and Shirlene Fei bought a lot of things and some vegetables before returning to Shirlene Fei's house. After having dinner at Shirlene Fei's house, Li Yu and she were bored for a while before hurriedly returning to the villa. End of this chapter.